Welcome back to my channel. It started as a scene no one would have believed if it hadn't been caught by the cameras on the naval base. A soldier, cocky and unaware, laughing as he poured a cup of hot milk on a woman in civilian clothes. The cafeteria went silent, the air thick with the scent of burned liquid and stunned disbelief. He thought it was a harmless prank, a joke among recruits. What he didn't know was that the woman standing before him, face calm and unreadable, was the newly appointed Admiral of the fleet. A woman whose reputation for discipline and brilliance was already the stuff of quiet rumor among officers. The next few minutes would change everything: his career, the morale of the unit, and the understanding of respect in a force that had forgotten who it served beside the Admiral had arrived unannounced that morning. Choosing to walk the base in plain attire, no uniform, no medals. She believed a true leader needed to see her people without the filter of salutes and rehearsed words. The base was known for its excellence in drills and technical mastery, but also for the arrogance of its younger members, men who mistook strength for cruelty, laughter for leadership. The soldier in question was one of them, known for pushing the limits, mocking cooks in lower ranks, making jokes at anyone's expense. When he saw her standing quietly near the mess line, holding her tray and waiting for her turn, he decided to make her part of his morning amusement. The milk was scalding, the splash immediate, and her silence afterward unnerved everyone more than any shout could have. What happened next wasn't rage, it was precision. She placed her tray down, looked directly at him, and asked his name. Her tone was calm, steady, but the authority in her voice carried through the entire hall. When she asked for his commanding officer, everyone knew the game had shifted. Within minutes, the officers assembled, their faces pale as realization dawned. The woman before them wasn't just any superior. She was Admiral Elise Monroe, a decorated strategist recently transferred from international command to overhaul discipline within domestic forces. Her appointment had been confidential until that very week. The laughter turned to silence, and silence turned to fear. What made this moment powerful wasn't punishment, it was control. The Admiral didn't raise her voice, didn't demand immediate consequences. Instead, she used the incident as a live demonstration of leadership and accountability. She ordered every officer and recruit present to stay seated, and then she spoke. Her words cut sharper than any reprimand. She talked about respect, the kind that doesn't come from rank or medals, but from human decency. She spoke of how arrogance erodes unity faster than any enemy attack, how cruelty disguised as humor is the first sign of weakness in a soldier's heart. The soldier who had thrown the milk couldn't meet her gaze. She didn't humiliate him publicly, but the message was clear. This was not a force that would tolerate dishonor disguised as play afterward. The base underwent a series of reforms. She initiated a leadership program focused not just on tactical performance, but on emotional intelligence and ethical training. Weekly briefings turned into discussions about behavior under pressure and how respect in uniform extends beyond the battlefield. Officers reported that morale, instead of dropping, actually rose. The troops started treating each other differently, more professional, more cohesive. The transformation wasn't about fear of punishment. It was about earning pride back in what the uniform meant. The Admiral's method worked because she led by presence, not performance. She didn't need to raise her rank. Her authority was in her poise. Her background added another layer to her mystique. She was known for her tactical mind during operations abroad, someone who could analyze satellite data, map enemy routes, and anticipate moves before they happened. But what most people didn't know was her philosophy on command. She believed that the greatest weakness in a unit wasn't lack of training. It was lack of humanity. Machines follow orders. Humans follow meaning. She made it her mission to restore that meaning in every soldier she commanded. And so, when the milk incident happened, it wasn't just a personal insult. It was a perfect example of the culture she had come to dismantle. Rumors spread fast across other bases. Soldiers whispered about the Admiral who didn't punish with rank, but with reflection. Some even started calling her the Quiet Storm. She didn't engage in public speeches or media appearances. She preferred her work to speak for itself. Within months, her base became one of the top-performing divisions in naval coordination exercises, not because of new weapons or tactics, but because of the bond between its members. The same soldier who had committed the act, after disciplinary review, was reassigned under her mentorship program instead of being dismissed. Under her supervision, he transformed into one of the most disciplined and self-aware officers in training. It wasn't forgiveness, it was rehabilitation through responsibility. There's something deeply symbolic in that moment. The hot milk, meant to humiliate, became the ignition point for reform. The Admiral's response showed what true strength looks like: restraint, clarity, and purpose. Her calmness in the face of disrespect revealed a leadership style that modern forces often overlook. It's easy to command obedience. It's harder to inspire respect. The entire event became a case study in military leadership courses, an example of psychological command efficiency. Analysts described her actions as a masterclass in situational control, turning a volatile moment into a teachable transformation without a single raised voice or forced apology. Her leadership extended beyond reforming behavior. It influenced performance metrics across operations. Teams under her command showed faster reaction times, higher mission accuracy, and improved crisis decision-making scores. The Navy's internal assessments credited her methods with increasing unit cohesion by nearly 30% in just 6 months. Where older systems relied on drills and hierarchy, she introduced dynamic feedback cycles, allowing lower ranks to voice operational ideas, which she reviewed personally. This not only improved engagement, but also innovation. She treated her soldiers not as tools, but as thinkers, something rarely practiced in traditional command. Even in design, she reshaped how bases functioned. The mess halls that once felt divided by status were reorganized. She made shared dining areas where officers and recruits ate side by side, eliminating invisible barriers. She also initiated new spatial training setups that mimicked real-world unpredictability, pushing her units to think critically rather than mechanically. Every change she introduced had purpose, blending discipline with autonomy. Her philosophy was that respect builds readiness, and readiness builds resilience. Behind her calm demeanor was a sharp sense of justice. She reviewed every misconduct report personally, not to punish, but to understand. Her system didn't excuse mistakes, but it aimed to learn from them.